how many of you are wondering what the heck is Civy and why do we matter or why should we even be here? Hey guys, Cris here, and in a moment I'll introduce you guys further on what I do. But how many of you have noticed that your 1,000 peso bill, when you go to groceries, it's just not as powerful as it used to? And mainly because the reason why is that there is a recession coming. An ongoing recession is happening in the world, and this is just in 2023, and we've seen this, right? And unfortunately there is no 20 peso rice that's gonna help you. So there is a major recession and lots of jobs are gonna be affected, and us in the online space or those who are preparing for such a thing may not have to worry. But what about everybody else? So here's the current state of our economy, and this is actually really outdated data. I would use my personal example. I love Shomai, Shomai King, Master Shomai, and I remember where I would be able to buy quality Shomai for 25 pesos. I could really feel the meat and the chili, and right now it just feels mass-produced plastic. And when we go to Jollibee, garlic pepper beef is no longer even on the menu, unfortunately. And like in this picture, it used to be 49 pesos, now it's 95 pesos. 246.34 billion or 13.42 trillion pesos. It's outdated data. And each person in the Philippines, with this, our debt actually ballooned over to I think around 18 trillion. And that's crazy. And each person in the Philippines at this price would have to pay 117.8 million pesos to pay off. So yung anak mo may utang na even before they are born. Inflation also reduced buying power. So people who are earning maybe 50,000 pesos per month is not enjoying the type of luxury that amount of money is giving them. Layoffs, companies are letting people go. There are so many businesses that are closing down because of the recession. It's not even the pandemic anymore. It's done. The market is open. The economy is open. Internet is here and commerce is here, but companies are still losing. And of course, there's also the problem with quality candidates versus job demand. Ang daming tanga sa Pinas. There's just so many dumb people in the Philippines that are unemployable despite the fact that some of them have college diplomas. Some of our kids reach grade 6 and they don't even know how to read. And I don't know why that happens. And of course, for some of these careers, or the careers that most people would go to, for example, if you want to be a seaman. So 30,000 Filipino seamen may lose their jobs if international standards are not adopted. And what we're seeing here is that I can even remember the outpour of negative emotion or posts when this was opened up, when these kinds of words were opened up, that Filipino seafarers are unable or are not employable if international standards are not met. Google, Microsoft, Amazon, other companies laid off more than 70,000 employees in the last year. And this was around January this year. And again, outdated data, but pretty grim. It's accurate, outdated data at the start of the year. Now, here's the thing, right? With people in the Philippines, there are always two dream options when it comes to work. If we want to escape poverty, how we were conditioned is by becoming OFWs, Overseas Filipino Workers. But here's the thing, my father was an OFW, and for 20 years he has spent in Korea, abroad. He has missed out on my sister growing up. So you missed out on family, you have to adapt to culture. Imagine our Filipino women having to adapt in the Middle East. You have to sometimes endure inhumane hardships. And economic events can happen. Imagine when COVID happened, not only were our Filipinos, our OFWs displaced, but they also lost their jobs. Not only were they not paid to go home, they even had a hard time going home because of the amount of resources that's out there. And you know what? The Philippine government has conditioned us for a while now And if you see our data, the government is using Filipinos to pay off its debt as a workforce. So, for example, with Gloria over here, and there's the source, by the way, on the screen. She is the CEO of a global Philippine enterprise. And millions of Filipinos who live and work abroad and generate billions of dollars a year in revenue for our country. Pero nasan yung billions of dollars para sa mga Pilipino? 'Di ba? Again, we are being used by our government. And at the end of the day, they are getting our taxes. They're not paying their taxes. They are using the poor, giving us a narrative that becoming OFWs is gonna change our life. But the truth of the matter is, they're merely using us. Instead of rice, they're exporting us. And that's something that we want to change. Before that, who are you guys talking to? I'm here to offer you an alternative. To become OFWs is not ideal. Then, Cris, what do you suggest? Sino ka ba? Why are you telling us all of this, and who are you to complain? Guys, I am Cris. I am the founder of PrimeOff, and this is basically where I began. If on the lower left over here, this is actually my living room. And as you can see, I remember those days when my team and it was the rainy season, man. It's funny because when it rains, so does my living room. We had bad plumbing, we had zero income, and well, less than a year later, we were able to grow from 2 to 4 people to now 10 to 12. And from here, we grew to around 20 plus. And now we grew to around 36 to 40 members. Some of these members are no longer part of the company. Good riddance. And some of them, God bless them. But at the same time, here's also a bit more information, right? So how many of you would like to have 2.6 million in sales? Or how many of you would like to be earning 164,884,000 dollars just the first quarter of that year? So I've been helping, I'm Cris, and for the past 5 to 6 years, I've been helping businesses scale to over 7 to 8 figures per year using funnels and digital careers. And now I'm trying to bring that to the Philippines. I have graduated business and digital leadership from Cornell University, as well as certified by digital marketer in all of these high ticket, highly skilled certification programs. I'm a founder of Prime Media Hub, a senator for JCI Metro Iloilo Dinagyang, as well as the founder of Civy, which is the one that's bringing this information to you. And I'm going to be talking about the future, right? Business in Southeast Asia or ASEAN countries. Ano ba meron? And how we're affected here, as well as what opportunities is out there for Filipinos, right? And what do you need to qualify? In the Philippines, so the first way for you to get out of poverty, to get your dreams in the country, is the first one is if you become an OFW. The second one is for you to become part of the BPO industry, outsourcing, right? Become a call center agent, part of a non-voice, inbound, sales, whatever, right? Basically, you work for a giant BPO company and hopefully rise the ranks, because not gonna lie, BPOs are very inclusive. Not only do you not need a college degree to rise up the ranks. That may not be true now, but you didn't need a college degree before. But now, the opportunity for you to earn more than minimum wage is so accessible because of the BPO industry. And the Philippines is one of the top 10 in the world that first world countries are exporting online labor. Now, the price is you have to work at night or whatever time zone the client is in. But it's a pretty good price to pay, especially if your company allows you to work from home. Now, most are call centers, support careers, and all of that. But right now, it's just generative AI. Most of it has been made for content, appointment setting. We have actually built machines, automated machines for appointment setting for clients as well. And I can see that the need for human beings is actually decreasing. The need for generic human tasks is decreasing. And there will come a time where if all you need is tech support, AI would be more than enough to actually handle the queries so long as they have access to the database, prompts, and all of that. There's even an AI called Eliza that specializes in calls. They're cheaper in terms of labor, and that's the thing. Majority of the businesses in the Philippines is a call center or outsourcing basic tasks that maybe AI could generate or automate one day. And it's going to be cheaper. And if we don't adapt, all that investment is going to go to waste because companies would more or less rather invest in AI than people. How much would it cost to rent an office in Manila? How much would it cost to pay a person? The utilities, the bills, the permits. There's a lot. But how much is ChatGPT? ChatGPT is $20. How much do you need to automate and integrate apps? Maybe 0.003 cents. So it's getting crazier and crazier. If we don't evolve, if we're not gonna upskill or increase our skills, we are gonna be not only is AI gonna take our jobs, and it's gonna be our fault because we allowed AI to take our jobs. So our goal is to bring more opportunities for Filipinos. And again, knowing how to use AI might be one of them. It's actually going to be part of some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about in this group, in this community. And let's think about this, right? If you're going to start working for somebody, what's the minimum job requirements na kailangan? Okay, all of this, I'm not even going to read all of this. One thing's for sure, I, as an employer, sometimes hate the fact that I have to wait for someone to be able to comply all of this before they start working. For example, we have a new designer that's coming in and I needed her ASAP. But the fact that she doesn't have all of this, HR is not allowing her to basically start working in the company. So, have to wait, right? Crazy. And some people, when they're starting out, they don't even have the money to process all of this. But what about online jobs? What's the minimum requirement for that? So, number one, skills. You just need to have skills. What's the most valuable skills that you could have? Soft skills. Listening. Are you an active listener? Are you actually a very good learner as well? Can you learn fast? Okay? Can you communicate properly? Can you translate or can you plan out things? Can you handle stress? Are you not a snowflake? I'm talking about you Gen Zs, right? I'm joking. No, I'm not. Most Gen Zs are snowflakes, right? Communication. Are you able to communicate? I've seen someone who is needed at work and knows that he's gonna be late and still not communicate with his team. I've seen someone who is breaking down and is also unable to communicate that she's breaking down. That affects the flow of the business, of the enterprise, of your employer, of whatever, of your clients, right? Common sense. The most important thing, common sense. Do you have common sense? When people are asking you to throw away the trash, right? What's the common sense? You put the trash in a garbage bag and then dispose of it responsibly. You don't just put that outside of your house and hope someone else picks it up. Can you follow instruction? And the most important thing is, can you deliver the work? And that means is even if you don't know how, for example, if I'm going to tell you guys, create a soap opera sequence for me and I need it done by tomorrow, can you deliver the work? Even if you don't even know what that is. That's jargon, right? What the heck is a soap opera sequence? But that's what you need. The online job space is for people who are hungry, have common sense, and are willing to give so much value that they become recognized. And here's all of the possible industries that you can work with. WordPress, Go High Level, Webflow, Shopify, WooCommerce, SEO, search engine marketing, Google Ads, podcasting, affiliate marketing, freelancing, remote work, virtual assistant, CRM, agile project management, webinar hosting, membership sites, lead generation, and B, Zapier API integration. The potential is there. Scrum, Asana, ClipCup. There is so much that you can do and jobs that you can make in the online world. And all of these, you don't need certifications. You don't need a diploma. All you need is the means to find out how these things work. And I think that's a great equalizer that separates us, the hard workers, to the non-hard workers. And you can, of course, you can shortcut the process, right? You can pay someone to teach you. But then that's also another thing. All of this, there's just too many. There's just too many shiny objects, too many possibilities for you to choose from. What is the right opportunity to choose? Unfortunately, I don't have the answer for that for you. I only have my answer. And my answer is this: model what works. What that means is that you don't have to make mistakes at the start. All you have to do is choose someone to teach you that's already successful, that's already living the lifestyle that you want, that's already in the field that you want. And here's the fun part. If you know anyone in that field, tell us, and we'll even get them in this community so that they can teach you. We will give them the framework so that they are able to also teach you what they need. So for us, what are we going to start teaching you with? At the start, the Civy community is going to focus on sales funnels, or Go High Level in particular. We're going to focus on online careers using Go High Level. And we already have the frameworks that you need to make that work. All right? So this is Cris. This is me signing off on the Civy movement. And the best part here is that if you find value, here's what I want you guys to do. Share this with other people. And share this with your friends who you think could benefit from this movement. So this is me signing off. See you guys on my next video.